24 on a Monday. And we started work today at 6 o'clock. And I think we're working on our 6th movement of the day. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 6th movement of the day. So far we've done a couple loads down to the plastic distributor. We stood by and offloaded a little pallet jack workout. We took a LTL back to the yard, put it on the dock, and now we're hooked up to a full 45-foot container full of it's a type of beer. I would say Japanese, but that's not right. It's some Middle Eastern area. And we're here at the big beverage distributor that is going through a what do you call it? They've been sold to another company. And now there used to be a couple different companies that hauled their product because they have their own trucking company, but they do most of their export with their trucks, and most of the importing is done with other trucking companies. And there's the company that used to be, and then there's the rebranded company that's taken over, and then there's the umbrella company that owns everything. We work for the umbrella. That's where we get our that's our contact person, is the umbrella company. And so when I come here, there's like 3 different areas. You know, there's like booze and wine, beer, and then refrigerated. And there's 3 different areas. I never know where to go because we're in the umbrella. We could be any one of the 3. But I'm here on the dock. There's no openings. We got to stand by and wait. And when he's finished offloading that, he'll offload me. So we got some time. So I had a nice relaxing weekend. My wife and I was talking to my mom just over the weekend because it was my sister's birthday. My sister was out, so I talked to my mom. And she's 89. She kind of, well, what do you do every day? They keep you so busy. I go, well, you know, I get up at 3:45 every day. I leave the house at 5. I start work at 6. I work all day until 3, 4 o'clock. I come home, and then it's like chores, make dinner, do some work in the office, watch a TV show, and go to bed. And that's kind of the rut that I'm in. And she goes, well, what do you do in the office? I said, well, let me give you an example. Remember when I came to visit a while back? While I was visiting, the stove that I cook on every day, that's 23 years old, and I've rebuilt over and over and over and over as far as the burners going out. Well, the computer that runs the oven has died, and so now I can't make cookies. And rather than replace it, my wife and I were in the office going, well, let's see what's on Craigslist and eBay and, you know, Facebook Marketplace. And sure enough, we go there and there's a stove exactly like ours for $200, which is like at least $500 cheaper than it should if I bought it new. And it's only like 3 years old, and the one we're using is 23 years old. And when we went over yesterday to look at the stove, it's brand new. It's like they don't cook. It doesn't look like it's ever been used. And so I'm going to go over and buy it on Tuesday. But that's what we do in the office. we take care of our 2 properties and our timeshares and our taxes right now. It's the big thing. So there's always something to do in the office. All the homes that we bought in Hawaii, we bought through foreclosures. So I'm always looking at that foreclosure market. Most of my investments, as far as my IRA accounts, are in the stock market. So I'm always looking at the stock market, what's that going on. And while we were in the office, we were talking about the choice that I made, and this involves YouTube. About 7, 8 years ago, I was going to be 55 and I was going to retire from work. And at that point, we were going to take the 2 homes that I own here in Hawaii and rent them out and then travel for anywhere from 3 to 7 years, I was guessing. That was the plan. And my wife just thought it was the worst idea she'd ever heard. She says, this is the time you're making the most amount of money. If you wait another 10 years, and then we can still do what you want to do, but your nest egg will double in size in 10 years. And I'm like, I don't know, because the nest egg was pretty good looking to me. But sure enough, we were talking about it just yesterday. It says, you know, you were right. From what I have in my retirement account and what the houses are worth that we own here in Hawaii, 10 years later, everything is doubled in price. Doubled in our nest egg is doubled in size. And I feel like, you know, yeah, we probably would have had 7 years of exploring, but come the day we finally do get old and can't do anything and we need to have a retirement income, we're going to be a lot better off. That's why I've always listened to my wife, because when it comes to smart stuff, she's a lot smarter. So it's the choice we made. But the idea was, back then, I was going to be 55, I was going to retire, and we were going to travel. And back then, Casey Neistat was doing daily vlogs, and I was a fan. And I was saying, you know, that's what I want to do. I want to retire, travel, and do daily vlogs on YouTube. How hard can it be? So I started up a YouTube channel because I knew nothing about anything in social media. That was the other reason to start it. But the idea was, right now I'd be traveling and doing all kinds of stuff, and I'd want to have a YouTube channel to document everything, so that when I get to be 90 and I can't remember anything, I can just put it on TV and remind me what we did. So that was the dream, at least. And it still is. It's just 10 years down the road here. We've got two more years to go. I'm feeling good. My wife's feeling good. But that's what we do in the office. We take care of our lives. But anyway, we're standing by. The guy says it was going to be fast. I think he's almost done with this truck, and then we're going to hook up to the dock and offload, and then we'll take this container back to the shipping terminal. That'll be our 7th movement of the day. And I have a feeling it's going to be a lot like last week. It might be a short Monday. We can be done by 1, 2 o'clock. Fingers crossed. So we got our beer dropped off, and then we dumped that empty, and bobtailed over to the little freight forwarder that we're working with and picked up an empty from them. We're taking it back to the shipping terminal. It's 146. The roads that will take us up to the interstate. All the cars here on the left are heading for the interstate. They are in the correct lane. I am not. But if I go into that lane, I can't make the turn. It's too sharp. So I have to take the wider route and then beg somebody to let me in after I make this turn. If I'm in that left lane, I can't make that turn. I can, but I got to take all 3 lanes. So this is the area I used to live in, Waikiki. It's the second most densely populated area on the island. Waikiki is the most densely populated. That's where all the tourist hotels are, and condominiums and timeshares. There's more people living in Waikiki than Waikiki, but it's spread out a little more. So real wide, we don't encroach on the lane over here. This is like one of the more densely populated areas on the island, so this is really hardcore city driving when you come up into this neighborhood. With the big trucks, you really gotta try to be as nice as possible, but still you gotta be a little forceful at times. I think most people understand it. It's just bad drivers that don't. This is considered to be an interstate. But this road was built before the interstate laws were put into effect. So I think these lanes are 10 feet wide. This was a 3-lane highway with bigger shoulders. What they did is they got rid of the big shoulders and added another lane of traffic. It's not a very popular route with the trucks. By the Street overpass, which I think is the lowest clearance anywhere on the interstate system in Hawaii. I think it's like 12, no, it's 13 something. It's gotta be 13 something. Low enough to have been hit many a times. Overpass. This one's 15.4. What is this one up here saying? 14.6. This overpass has been hit so many times. There used to be big chunks out of it. Looks like they've repaired it. Say that's the lowest overpass within the interstate system in Hawaii. So as long as you're under 14.6, you should be able to pass. this highway so we can make a U-turn and then head back towards the Sand Island access road. This is a longer route, but it's much quicker because we didn't have any stoplights since we got on the freeway. So we're all the way across downtown without having to stop for any lights. Which makes this route about 5 to 10 minutes faster than in this highway route with Alabama Boulevard. This is our 8th movement of the day. So we brought back the empty to the shipping terminal here at Sand Island, and dispatch said go ahead and wait. We got 3 more containers that we need to get off the ship. We're supposed to be off at 2:30. It's now 2:47. That barge is loading. This barge is offloading empties. Looks like the ship is just loading. I don't see anything offloading. Are loading and 1 crane is offloading. It's offloading 20s. There we go. Let's see what he says. Hold on. 262 597. Echo what? 14 33. 10 4. All right. down here at Alpha 11. We gotta go to the opposite side of the yard. Echo 14. So let's stroll on down the waterfront again. I've eaten all my lunch, I've eaten all my snacks, I drank all of my water. Now I'm thirsty. In front of us there, but it's actually that thing spun around. 14's over on this side. Our ninth movement. It's an LTL headed back to our terminal. Put it on any open dock, he says. Oh, it's very low. So we're going to drop the airbags and see if we can get underneath this, but we got to wait a few minutes. We need the airbags way down. Hooked up and then take it back to our terminal here. Ninth movement. Alright, that's it. Let's shut it down. $3.29. $3.29, in at 6, out at $3.29, 9 movements, 73 miles. Can't say it was an easy day because we did the pallet jack workout twice, and on the second container, 16 pallets, but they crisscrossed them in the. And that just creates twice the amount of work to pallet check. Other than that, it's a fairly normal day. 73 miles, that's not a lot of mileage for 9 containers, but headed home. Panko shrimp is on the menu with salad and rice. It's real easy dinner. Takes like 10 minutes. Well, I think it's, I want to say 7 minutes, so it's 15 minutes. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Hopefully I don't have an early start because I'm buried in here pretty deep now. You can see all the trucks off here. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Aloha.